You better get those feet tapping, fingers snapping, all hands clapping. Buckle up, gobble some popcorn. It's the MicklePod and Pickle with Mickle. And here we go. That is right. It is the MicklePod Pickle with Mickle pregame show Sunday morning edition. I am pumped. I got a 4-pack of NFL games I'm going to get to here for you. And if you can tell a little bit, we've got a special theme going on today. That's right. Hail to the Commanders. I mean, hail to the Redskins, right? I mean, come on. I got my Joe Theismann jersey. Got Sean Taylor in the background. We got the mini helmets back here, too. We're going to get it going for you. Going to break down the 4 games that I want to talk about today. Obviously, Washington, Arizona, happening right out here in the desert. We're going to get to a little Packers-Vikings for you cheeseheads and Vikings fans out there. Can Sammy Darnold do it again? How about Eagles-Bucks? How does Baker respond from last week? Can the Eagles fly down there to Tampa and get it going? And my final game that I want to talk about here this morning, better pregame than you can find on any of those 3 letters or 4 letters. I might have to borrow a little something from the 4-letter network that's owned by the Mouse Ears this morning just to keep us going. That's going to be the Chiefs and the Chargers. And I think that could be the Harbaugh game, right? I mean, we might see the Chiefs stumble a little bit out there against the Bolts. How you feeling today? How you doing? I mean, I think it's going to be a good day.
It sounds like a good day.
It does sound like a good day. 4 games to break down. Let's get it started with a little game called Packers Vikings. All right, let's get a little something here on the screen we can share. All right. Now, there he is right there. Sammy Darnold, courtesy of ESPN.com. We just got a little visual here for you so we can break it down. Because what do the people really want to know? I'll tell you what you want to know. You want to know the spread. And it's showing that we've got Minnesota. Oh, look at that. It's changed. We've got Green Bay, 2.5 points at home with the over now at, 43.5. Each of these games, it's interesting. The over-unders, very similar. In this game, the only over that matters, can Green Bay force more than 2 turnovers today? Fumble, pick, can they get Sammy Darnold seeing those ghosts across the frozen tundra? Another interesting thing here for Green Bay, Jordan Love coming back. Certainly it's his team. Now, we saw the backup come in there. We saw him do very well. We saw him perform the way a backup should. Is he getting more run? Is he getting noticed from teams around the league who might need quarterbacks? Green Bay's not going to let him go. But Love is going to go. He's going to go today. I say with the Packers, you got to keep this thing on the ground. Got to try to punish Minnesota on the ground. Run the football a little bit. Let Love settle back. Vikings are going to be aggressive. They're going to want to come after him on defense. On offense, it's all about Sammy D not throwing picks, finding Jefferson, finding the tight end, finding a little bit of a running game. Silly penalties can always cost. Look what happened last night. Alabama, Georgia, we saw some silly penalties make that game turn into something that was really fun. And I'm hoping this game here today, too, in Green Bay is going to be a pretty fun one as well. Now, what does that really mean? What it really means is when it comes down to it, and we got the Packers, and we got the Vikings. A little mini helmet fun, right? We got them coming. They're going to play mini fights, mini helmet fights. Who's going to win? Here's what I think. I think we're going to have too much at the end of the day from Sammy D and the Vikings. That's right. Purple people eaters are coming to town. This Vikings team is for real. I don't like Love coming right back from the injury right now. I think they stumble a little bit. That's not to say the Packers won't be there come playoff time. This is a very strong division that could send 3 teams, potentially will send 3 teams into the playoffs. The the way these Vikings are playing. But it's going to be a Viking day today. Sound the horns. Where are they? Can't find them. But I got them. I'll put them back in there. Vikings are going to win over the Packers. Take that down. I'd take a money line bet if you can find it. All right. Second game here that we want to talk about. And this one, I mean, is near and dear to me because it's an NFC showdown. We got Buccaneers. Where are my finger helmets here? It's harder to do than when I was practicing. At any rate, is this live? I hope so. We got the Eagles and the Bucks, right? We got the Baker game. Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, Saquon the turncoat going from the Giants over to Philly, having the year of his career, and that could be the difference. That could be the difference for these Eagles, who haven't looked as good. They're winning, but they haven't looked as good as we thought they might. The Buccaneers, I don't know. What did we see? Have we seen the real team yet? We see them go out and win. They've got all the weapons they need. Godwin, Evans, running game, defense a little suspect. They are at home. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I mean, right now this thing, -1 or 1 point. So that's a pick 'em, right? So here's what you do. You're going to parlay this game with that last game, and you're going to take the Eagles. They're going to get it done. Hurts is going to run all over the place. Barkley's going to run all over the place. They're going to find some deep balls too, and just wait until the Eagles get Brown back, because Brown can do a lot for Philadelphia as the season continues to move forward. And this is a lot of fun. We got anybody out there? There's nobody here joining us from the live link. I don't even know if I set it out there very well. At any rate, third game, if we had some audience participation, could be a lot more fun. But the third game we want to talk about, get the mini helmets going out here again. And once I get a little more production effort through this deal, it's going to be a lot of fun. Chiefs and Bolts, right? Everybody loves the Chiefs. Everybody loves Mahomes. Everybody loves Taylor freaking Swift. What's the true over-under in this game? It's always how many times can we see Taylor. Now, the game's out there in L.A. She's got to be out there, right? She's hanging around in Swizzletown or T. Kelsey Swelsey Town. Swelsey. I like T. Swelsey. So, interesting game, though. I mentioned it earlier when I first came on. This has got the biggest spread, I think, of the whole stinking day, except for whoever's playing the Dolphins and whoever's playing the Panthers. Did you see who the Dolphins are running in at quarterback? Speaking of, this game's out in L.A., former UCLA standout Brett Hundley. Look, if whoever's playing the Dolphins, if you need to hedge your bets, take the other team. Probably do okay. In this game, Chiefs-Chargers. Chiefs are 3-0. You have to beat the Chiefs. You have to beat the champs. Everything goes through Kansas City, Mahomes, Kelsey. Everybody they run out there seems to turn into an all-star. When it's working, it works. This weekend, though, you're facing the Bolts, Harbaugh, Herb, coming back off that gimpy leg. This is a Harbaugh game. If he wins one big game this year, this will be the one until maybe down the road in the playoffs. Not that these two teams are going to meet again in the playoffs. They're going to play today out there in LA. Is it a baby blue Bolt day? If we're in baby blue, I like the Bolts by 6. 2 field goals, because Butker is going to miss one today, folks. Remember, I said earlier in my breakdown this year, what will derail the Chiefs? Ain't Mahomes, ain't Reed, ain't any of these little pesky injuries they'll deal with throughout the season. Somebody's going to step up for Pacheco. It's going to be Butker. It's going to be the kicker, an idiot kicker. And that's, that's what I think there. That's what I think. All right. I mean, let's have a little fun. We already knew it was going to be a good day, and it is a good day.
It sounds like a good day.
Does sound like a good day. I can't get enough of that one. I don't know why. What if we honked some horns? That's a lot of cheering. How about that? That's like built into the deal. That's what you're going to hear all day out here in the desert. All those cheers for Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. We're going to get to that game here in a minute. But where we're going to go right now, let's see. We've broken it down. We talked about Packers, Vikings. We talked about Chiefs, Chargers. We talked about Eagles, Bucks a little bit. So far, we've had 3 games out there in your fastest pregame show, right? Pickleball, fastest growing sport. Pickle with Mickle. We talk football. MicklePod, Pickle Mickle. We talk pickleball, football. That's what we do. Pickleball and football. That's starting to be America, especially Saturday to Sunday. The big game. I mean, it's the big one, folks. It's the one that everybody circled on their calendars out here in the desert a long time ago. It's probably the game that most people want to record so that they can rewatch and rewatch over and over and over again. It's the showdown in the desert duel. Putting, old friends, now foes, former coaches coaching against their old team. The quarterback whisperer, who's now got his new horse against his old horse, right? We're talking Cardinals skins, Commanders Cardinals, whatever you want to call it. Let's get a little something down here on the screen for it because we love it. Borrowing that from ESPN again. And there he is. I mean, what does that look like? That looks pretty good. Jaden Daniels. Interesting facts. Jaden Daniels, 61, 76 out of 76 this year for, what's it say down here? 654 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now you got Kyler Murray. Similar yards. 59 to 86, I think it says. 635 yards. The 5 TDs. Only 1 pick for Kyler this year. And why we're touching on those stats, are they more important than the next 2 guys? B-Rob, Jay Connor. This might surprise a lot of you out there. Robinson has more rushing yards than Connor, who has looked like a battering ram for the Cardinals. Both have 2 TDs. Eckler out for the Commanders today. What's that mean? What that means, it means we got Kingsbury coming back to the desert, folks. We saw it with, if you've lived out here and you're a Commanders fan like I have, and then you see Kingsbury go to your team in this brand new rebuild, you're nervous. And what I've seen is sort of the same things I've seen out here, except he's got a different cast. Is this kid Daniels a little different than Murray? We're going to see. Is Murray truly ready to take a next step in his own evolution with what he has out here in the desert? Marvin Harrison Jr. is what he has out here in the desert. I don't know anyone that can really stop that guy. Will they really use him today? Seen a lot of plays early in the year. Harrison open. We're not looking for him. Murray still likes to run around back there, Call of Duty style, make things happen. That's not going to work today. What won't work either? Mistakes. Jaden Daniels, let me look at that again. I don't see any picks. He hasn't been dumped on his ass a lot this year early in these couple of games, which has been a problem. This has been a huge problem for both teams protecting the quarterback. Which defense gets through there, gets some sacks, and rattles that opposing QB is going to be huge. What about the fans? Are the fans going to show up out there at State Farm Stadium in Glendale and make some noise? Bipartisan crowd. Going to have a lot of Commander fans out there. We're going to be singing Hail to the Redskins out there. I won't be out there. I'll be watching it from my 50-yard line seat with Maverick here in the house, but I'm fired up about it. And the X factor again. What about Scary Terry? Tight end play. Always important. Who's going to step up on defense? Which coach has the right scheme today out here in the desert? Now, this is a later game. This is a later game along with that other game called with the Bucks or the Bolts. Bolts and Chiefs are late. Eagles, Bucks are early, I think. Packers, Vikings are early. Do I have that right? I'm not sure. It doesn't even matter. We're having fun on the pregame show here, even though it's a little scattered and rattered. But I think that's what people like. All right, we're going to stop sharing this screen. Come back to me, full view. And so, I got my Cardinals helmets back here. Got my Commanders helmet. This is old school Commanders helmet. This is it right here. Forget about the spread. If you want a parlay out of the 4-pack, here's what you can do. Because the over-unders on all 4 of our games. Let's get back to it. 48.5 is the over-under on this Redskins-Cardinals game. What do you think there? Both teams have been actually scoring points. Follow me. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Don't look into my eyeballs. You could take the over on that one. How about Packs Vikings 43.5? Sam Darnold's not seeing ghosts. He's seeing Jefferson and touchdowns. And if Love comes back and is even 80% healthy, the kid can still sling it. You telling me we're not going to get 5 touchdowns and some field goals in that game on the non-frozen tundra? I think, again, Vikings blow the horn. Eagles, Bucks. Does Baker have any surprises? 41.5 points? I mean, why am I looking at all these over-unders like this is the way to go today? Because yesterday, you could take a lot of overs and do pretty good. This is the NFL. And Chiefs-Chargers. I don't like that 8-point line. I don't like the Chiefs giving 7 points to the Bolts. I think it's a Harbaugh game. You take those points, Bolts fans, you're going to be okay. So you can mix it up, throw it around, stick it on your DraftKings. You could take 4 separate money line bets for all I care. Hey, you know what you could do? You don't have to bet at all. You can just watch the games and enjoy it and see how I do. I'm doing okay. But if you want to try to follow the formula, take the Redskins. They're going to win. Take the Vikings. Sammy Darnold is going to get this done. Minnesota's about to be 4-0 for the first time in. We're going to hear a lot about it. And then, Baker. Can you get progressive down there? I mean, am I going to flip-flop? Do I got to take Baker? I do. Bucks win over the Eagles. All right. Forget everything I said before. That's why this is so much fun. And the Bolts beat the Chiefs. Harbaugh game. Again, this is the type of game that the guy in khaki, he better have nice pair of khakis, sweet baby blue Bolt shirt on, right? The hat, the shades. Harbaugh's going to be all dialed in there today looking at the games. I'm telling you what, we're coming up on the 20-minute mark here, having a lot of fun. Let's just, for a quick recap, let me give you a little NFL intro. I love this. I need some feedback on this sound. Get you fired up. Fired up.
I need that ball. Get me the ball.
You need the ball.
Get me the ball.
Get you the ball.
Are you going to get me the ball?
Can you give me the ball? I want that ball. I want that ball. Everybody wants that ball on a football Sunday. We're feeling good all weekend. And we're just going to recap it again. First of all, speaking of recaps, I can't find any MLP. Is it on the major networks? It's not on. They're showing me Atlanta Slam on Pickleball Television Network. Is it the Storm? I would think, maybe, possibly, could be. They're going out to Vegas. PPA will be out in Vegas. So there's a little Sunday pickleball for you. Look how nice it is outside. Get out there and play some pickle before the game start. That's why we're doing it right now. And what I'm going to try to do better is make sure I can get a little better way for people to join this thing. I'm still figuring it all out. This is going to be all over YouTube and TikTok. Repost it, make fun of it, turn it into a, what's one of those things that can go viral? Haha, you like that? How about viral? Viral? I could sit here all day and just keep rambling. The important thing is 4 games. Just broke them down, having a lot of fun. Out here in the desert, it's the late game on your dial. Plenty of time. At halftime, get some dinks in. Come back, sit down. Jaden Daniels, 3 touchdowns. McLaurin's going to catch 2 of them. The Redskins are going to run for 125 yards on the ground. It's going to equal a victory, okay? Packers, Vikings, Cheeseheads. There's so many of you out here, and Vikings, right? I mean, if you find the right bar in the valley today, you are in for a treat. Because when the Vikings and the Packers get together, there's going to be brews flowing, wings flying, and just good times being had. They like each other. They hate each other. It's a fun time if you can find it. It won't be fun for the Packers at the end of the day. I'm feeling this Vikings thing. Sammy Darnold is showing people that, hey, I mean, his college career was not a fluke. He doesn't see ghosts anymore. The Vikings are going to see the win. Down there in Tampa Bay, the cannons are going to be firing off of that ship. Eagles are flying into town. I think Baker and the boys have something for them late. and they're going to find a way to the victory. And out there in San Diego, where they should be, even though they're in LA, it's the Bolts, baby. I'm going all Bolts today. Herbay's been a little banged up. He's going to come in there. This is the Harbaugh game. This is the one that Harbaugh reminds us he's a pretty damn good football coach. Going to rally the troops. This doesn't kill the Chiefs' year, folks. They're going to be fine. All right? And you're going to be fine. Have a great day out there today, everybody. You got to stay safe. You better stay hydrated during all these awesome games today. I'm Mickle MicklePod, Pickle with Mickle, Sunday pregame show. Have a great day, everybody.